On May 12th, there were 2 games, both featuring the Fog, who were 0-2 coming into the day and had not played since opening day all the way back in March. They were the last team in the league to play their 3rd game of the season. They played the Cobras and the Rapids. First up was the Cobras. This is Colton Carlson in the circle for New York, and he has a rocky first inning, has a couple nice pitches to get the last 2 outs, but gives up 7 in the frame. In the bottom half, it's Zeke Smith starting for the Fog, and this is me, Kale, getting a bloop accidental kind of single there. This is Colton Carlson ripping a triple to score a couple runs later. It's tied up, bases loaded, still no outs. Colton Carlson goes deep with the grand slam, so Cobras are in the lead after hitting the 10-run max. Then we go to Carlson again, who tries to have a good inning here and does so to give the Cobras an opportunity to extend that lead. Here he is getting the 3rd out on a chase down catch. Chase Johnson comes in the 2nd inning, though, to pitch for the Fog. He starts out wild. The reason he didn't start the game is because they play the Rapids after this and wanted to try to rest him. Of course, that didn't work out with Zeke Smith, so he had to come in the 2nd inning here. But the Cobras are all over him. That was Colton Carlson before hitting a homer. This is me in the grand slam. And so the Cobras max out Chase Johnson in the 3rd inning now. As bad as this has gone for the Fog so far, they're not out of it. That's Zeke Smith with a grand slam, making it a 3-run game later. This is Chase Johnson, bases loaded, only 1 out still. He's going to get a triple, and the Fog are leading this game. Lipa flies out here to me to end the inning. Another rough inning for Colton Carlson. And so we're in the bottom of the 3rd. The Fog have not recorded a single out yet in this game, but they lead 22-3. And now Chase Johnson's going to find the zone and start dialing in that heat. But Colton Carlson is going to tie it up here with a single overall, though Chase just way more locked in from this point onward. Gets me there on a bad swing to end the inning. In the 4th, this is anybody's game. It feels like whatever pitcher is going to be better down the stretch is going to win this thing because both lineups are doing pretty well. But Colton Carlson is going to have another bad inning, loses command of the ball, throws a lot of walks. There's Tony Lipa getting a single. Here he is again later in the inning getting a double. And so the Fog now are up by double digits. This has been a wild game. So we go back to the Cobras now batting, down by 12, bottom 4, but the momentum has completely shifted in the Fog's favor at this point. Chase Johnson is starting to really feel it in the circle. With 2 outs and 1 on, I am able to get another home run, cuts the lead down to 10. 5th inning, Cobras got a chance, but Colton Carlson's got to have a good inning in the circle here. And it doesn't look good again. Tony Lipa getting a double there. But Carlson responds and gives the Cobras what they need. Allows only 1 run on the inning. Cobras need 11 runs. That's a lot against the way Chase Johnson's been pitching the last couple innings. I'm able to get a single there, down 10 still with 1 out. Now 2 outs. Bases are loaded, but it's still an uphill battle. Chase able to close it out right here on a poor swing by me. Fog win this thing 35-25. Like I said, this was a wild game. The Fog are certainly the better team, but that start from Zeke Smith put the Fog in a hole, and then Chase Johnson was so poor out of the gate in that 2nd inning with his pitching. The Cobras were able to mount a lead and then just couldn't hold on to it because defensively the Cobras just don't have great pitching. Carlson is doing his best, and he shows signs of, having some real potential, but he's just not an ace. Stats-wise, though, you look at the Cobras, 9 of 18 batting. Carlson and myself both had 2 home runs, put up 25 runs. The Cobras have legitimate offense, and if you look at the numbers, are a pretty good offensive team. if we had a pitcher, things could be a lot different. As for the Fog, they came into this game 0-2. They needed this win really bad. I'm sure they were feeling the pressure there for a while. That was very wise of them to just bring Chase in the second inning, even though it would mean he wouldn't have as much rest for the Rapids game afterward. It had to be done to get this win. As a team, they hit pretty well. Smith, 2 hits, a homers. Tony Lipa, the grizzled old veteran who's like 50 years old, got 3 hits, a couple doubles, put up 11 RBIs, and Chase had a hit. In the field, there were good plays on both sides. Chase, 3 stops. Myself and Carlson each had a fielding out, and I had 2 stops. He had 1. So overall, it was an entertaining, exciting, pretty close, interesting game. Certainly very high scoring. Now let's move on to the second game. Fog and the Rapids. Rapids 4-0 entering this game, trying to stay undefeated. Fog are the home team. Chase Johnson starting this one in the circle, and he carries right over from the last game with the hot hand, gets through the inning, no runs allowed. We flip. It's Jared Shagul in the circle now for the Rapids. Tony Lipa batting and getting a double. He's swinging a hot bat in this game day. Chase Johnson, nobody out, 2 on, and he's going to rip a triple, giving Bay Area an early 2-0 lead, but they're not done. Tony Lipa also going to get a double. Great diving stop there by Troy Flanagan out in the field. It's 5-0, bases loaded, no outs, and Chase Johnson gonna get a double there to make it 7. Still bases loaded, only 1 out, and Shagul finally able to get a couple strikeouts here to get out of the inning, but a big hole for the Rapids to start this game. 7-0. We're skipping to the bottom of the second after the Rapids get 1 run on the board, and Shagul, now he's locked in. Look at that curveball against Tony Lipa. Just drops it on the outside edge. Great pitch there. And then Chase Johnson strikes out as well. So no runs allowed in the second for Shagul. Third inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Danger territory for Chase, but he gets a big strikeout there. But against Ty, he's not so fortunate. That's a double, gonna score 2. So Rapids down 3-7 now. Bottom of the third. Zeke Smith is going deep, or is he? No, that's Troy Flanagan there, making a great fielding out right at the home run line. And Ty Johnson won the fielding crown last year, but Troy Flanagan's kind of outplaying him so far this year for his own teammate. All right, we're in the fourth now. Rapids down 4. Ty Johnson gets a hit deep, but Smith there able to make the fielding out. And then the next batter, Troy Flanagan, Chase puts down with a great strikeout on the bottom outside corner. And we're back to Shagul in the bottom of the fourth. Man, both these pitchers really playing well at this point in the game. But Zeke Smith gonna get a double, put some runners in position to score, and then a few plays later, Chase Johnson gonna get a little chopper single that gets ran down by Troy Flanagan, but the Fog are able to get themselves 9 on the board before Lipa flies out here to Flanagan, making another play in the field. 5th inning, the last chance for the Rapids. They need 6 runs. They've got 2 on and 1 out, but Troy Flanagan swings outside there, knows that was a mistake. Couple plays later, Chase Johnson ends it here with an incredible pitch on the bottom of the strike zone, just barely ticked it. Troy can't believe it. And so ends the Rapids' undefeated season. Of course, they're still probably going to be a playoff team, and they're still in great position to potentially be the National Conference #1 seed and get that bye. But, of course, this loss does make them a little more vulnerable to losing that. The Fog are now 2-2. What a great pair of wins for the Fog to go from 0-2 to 2-2, get all the way back in that playoff conversation. They could even make a run at the 1 seed still. It's not unfeasible for them to achieve that. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats. Chase Johnson was the undisputed best player on the field in this one. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 2 hits allowed, 14 strikeouts, 12 balls. Offensively, 3 hits, a double, a single, 5 RBIs, over half their RBIs. Lipa, 2 hits, another pair of doubles. That guy just keeps making hits in this league. And Smith quietly did some good things as well. Got a hit, which was a double, couple RBIs, had a fielding out and a stop. For the Rapids, Shagul pitched a good game. I know they lost by 6, and so it looks a little maybe like he didn't compete as much as he really did. That first inning just killed him, but 4 innings pitched, 9 earned runs, 6 hits allowed, 10 and 11 KBB. It's a pretty good game. And then in the field, Troy had a fantastic game, 2 fielding outs and 5 stops. Offensively, Ty got a couple hits. One was a double. As a team, though, him and Troy just didn't get enough offensive spark to compete with Chase through all 5 innings of this one. I was shocked at how well Chase Johnson pitched in this game because historically in his career, he has always struggled in game 2s of the day. He just doesn't have great stamina and he wears out. I know he got that 1 inning of rest at the start against the Cobras, but he still ended up pitching 4 innings, which is almost a complete game. So I was really impressed by that, and that's a good sign for their team because, you know, if they don't end up getting the number 1 seed in the playoffs to win it all, if you're not the top seed, you got to win 3 straight games. And, you know, most of the time, like I said, just for him, 2 games is a lot. 3 is almost impossible to expect he'd be able to pitch the whole way through. But in this particular game day, he was definitely getting better and better as the workload was piling up more and more. So just completely different than what we've been accustomed to seeing. Whenever these 2 teams get together, it always does seem to be a competitive, good, fun game. And we will see the matchup again later in this regular season before it's over. They have to play each other one more time, and then who knows, maybe they'll play each other again in the playoffs. As for this May 12th game day, that is it for the highlights. I'm Commissioner Cale Johnson. Thanks for watching.